about the automatic leave it, which I train, which she's trying to sneak them, which really helps with impulse control, and it's a big safety thing too, because you need to know that if your kid drops a piece of chocolate cake, your dog's not going to scarf it down before anything can be stopped. So if you want to, after your dog has this down, you can attach a command to it, but you don't have to. You can just leave it at your dog is expected to look at you if you drop something. So first thing we're going to do is get her interested. And this is Sophie. Come here, Sophie. You like that bed, huh? Get her interested. What a good girl. All right. Sophie, do you remember how to sit? Come on. Come over here. She found a treat that had crept out from between my legs while I was scooting around with the camera. Good girl. And she just sat. And so she's a little more interested in that right now. I want you to come over here. Be pretty for the camera. You sit. No, just wait. Don't correct her or... Good girl. You're so clever. I like to give them an extra tiny little treat or two when they do something that I really like. Alright. Stand. Good girl. So I don't like to just drill something over and over and over. I'll kind of mix it up. And it does seem like it takes longer that way, but really as a whole, like the dog's global knowledge, it's growing much quicker than if you just drilled one trick in at a time. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set this treat here. Now I'm going to wait. Good girl. Sometimes you have to cover it with your hand, and that's fine. But you just want to wait till the dog looks at you or looks close to you. And try not to give him a chance. And you can slowly move your hand away. So I'm just waiting. Good girl. That was a cute little paw cross. It'd be fun if we could capture that too, huh? Oh, is that good? Oh, wow. I clicked, so I have to give her a treat. And technically she didn't get it, so might just set us back a little bit. It's perfectly fine to make mistakes and get frustrated. Timing, it's hard. It's something that you have to practice. Good girl. It's okay to kind of try to get them to look at you. We're all learning. It's baby steps. Sophie. Yes. Sometimes you don't have enough hands to use the clicker either. It's fine to use the word yes. They're pretty smart. Clicker's just really great for really nailing specific behaviors. See, now she's thinking. She's trying to figure out how to get it. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. I like that you sat too and looked at me. You want another one? teaching this too because it's one of the founding things really for any dog training you're trying to do is you're trying to make it more rewarding for the dog to do whatever it is that you're asking them to do than what they might want to do right now. Some dogs I have to start all the way on my knee. Good girl. And work down. And you can gradually work this up to dropping it from small and eventually stand up. You just kind of take it very gradually and make sure that they're set up for success. No? Sophie. Good girl. Come here. No. Sophie. Good girl. It's kind of a fun game too. It makes your dog really think. It wears them out. You can eventually get to the point where you can stand a few feet away and throw treats at them and they'll sit there and you can release them to eat all the treats. I'm going to give her a chance. Think about this. What a good dog you are. You're so clever. Good girl. She's starting to figure it out. Another thing you can do is just teach them to watch me, and I'm not going to do it now, but what you'll do is you'll just hold the treat and wait for them to look in your eyes. Well, I guess I am doing it now. Just to encourage that. And as soon as they make eye contact with you, set your marker and give them a treat. And this really helps with engagement. Good girl. Good job. What I'm doing now is I'm giving her I'm giving her tiny, tiny treats unless I just can't break up a piece of this beef lung because, as I always say, they really appreciate quantity over size for treats. So she will be more impressed with getting lots of little treats for something that she did right. Oh, really? Are you going to talk to me? You want it? No. And this is not a sign of struggling. This is a sign of her trying to figure it out. She's smart. I know my own poodles. She's a doodle, but I know my own poodles. They don't want to do anything unless they see the benefit for themselves in it, which is not a sign of a bad dog. It's a sign of a very smart dog, and they can achieve some really amazing things. Good girl. Good job. What you thinking about? I'm training right now. Can you shut the door, please?
Sorry.
Thank you.
I need my computer.
Oh no. Oof. She says you're interrupting us.
There's a sign for the door or something.
Are we the dog studio in here? Come here. Come here. What a good girl. Sit. girl. You're so clever. You lay down. Down. Now while I'm waiting, I'll point out that it's important not to repeat a command over and over and over. Good girl. When we're learning, I will occasionally wait 20 or 30 seconds and repeat the command. But when you know that your dog understands what you want, it's important not to be like, sit, 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 because they're going to think that they don't have to sit until the third time you say it. Good girl. That was a low drop. What good progress. No, that piece was big. I couldn't break it up either. Good girl. And that's normal for her to try and test it. It's kind of like humans when they're kids. They want to know if they have to listen to mom when she's looking, when she's not looking, when she's in the kitchen and in the living room, different spaces. Okay. Good girl. What you thinking about? Up here. Good girl. Another thing you can do is trade out. You can drop this and have another treat in your hand. Good girl. Good girl. I believe the frame up is on the other side of the gate that you just need to be on. Good girl. Now, once your dog has this down, you can practice this in all kinds of situations. You make it harder and harder and harder, really, but there's no limits to how far you can take this. That's fine. I like that I dropped it even though you didn't. Now, what you'll find is if you drop it in a different place, he's going to wonder if the rolls are the same. Good girl. There's different ways to increase the difficulty of this. I'm not going to do it right now. But you can throw multiple pieces down. You can drop them from higher and higher like I mentioned earlier. You can vary the treats. You can start doing this with toys. Hey. Good girl. For dogs that like to chase prey, I also do this with what's called a flirt pole, which is kind of like a giant cat toy. And I teach them that they have to leave it when I say to leave it, and if they do that, then they get to chase it when I release them. And I really love that. Good girl! Because it doesn't eliminate the prey drive. Because it can be useful in some dogs, and we don't want to You know, take away something that they were bred to do. But it kind of eliminates the safety issue and the frustration issue for the humans. Good girl. Good job. All right, well, we're going to keep doing this and take our time and move real slow. And I will see you guys tomorrow.